I hope you guys are ready for another travel video gear review because I've got everybody's top choice for best vlogging camera, the Canon G7X. Hey there, Alicia here, creator of AMATV, featuring both travel videos and the tools we use to create them. I'm here in sunny San Diego, and today I'm going to review the Canon G7X to share my thoughts on it as a vlogging camera and also as an alternative to shooting with a DSLR. Some might see this camera as a super step up for a point and shoot, and it definitely is. I, however, have always shot on SLR cameras even before there was a D, so yeah, film SLR cameras, and having never used one of these professionally, I was really curious to see how good it could be. I've often envied the small compact portability of a camera such as the G7X, but I never actually had a need to buy one until this year's festival season came upon us, and since so many great bands are playing at festivals around the US, I thought I would go to some of them and film some of the action. The thing is, most music festivals have funny rules, such as no professional cameras, as if that actually means anything. Or sometimes it just says no detachable lenses. I'm headed to Bonnaroo next month, and I was pondering one rule they had, which said you can have a detachable lens as long as it's not longer than 2 inches. So I guess I'll bring my DSLR with my fixed 50-1.8 aperture lens. Nothing professional going on here, guys. Anyway, I've always been a Canon girl regardless, and with my attempt at going to Coachella a few weeks ago, I just decided to go ahead and get the G7X. So let's review. This camera is definitely as Gucci as it gets for a point and shoot. It has a solid metal body. It has a 20 megapixel 1-inch sensor, which is fairly large for the size of the camera. It has a 24 to 100 millimeter lens, which is fairly long and beats the Sony RX100, which only goes to 70 millimeters. The Sony RX100 is like its main competitor. The 24 millimeter is the perfect amount of wide without much facial distortion, and the 100 is a great zoom or perfect for shooting pretty little macro things. It's also quite fast, which means that it has a wide 1.8 aperture lens that lets in tons of light. It's not only better in low light situations, but it will allow you to narrow your depth of field to create that lovely blurry background or bokeh effect that we all love. It also has killer built-in image stabilization to reduce that camera shake effect that we all hate. Even though I'm walking fairly fast here, it's still pretty smooth. And of course, most importantly, it has this convenient flip-up screen. Now, while vlogging, it's best to use the flip-up screen just as a way to set up the shot. You can take a quick spin and determine what kind of lighting is best, but while you are speaking to your audience, you want to be looking at the lens, not up here, because your eye contact will be slightly off. I don't know, can you tell the difference? I'm up there, now I'm down here. Focus is always a big issue while vlogging. I know personally I tend to side frame my face to show off the place I'm talking about, so the focus might not necessarily know where to go. Fortunately, with the touch screen, you can touch the focal point quite easily to adjust it. Now give me a thumbs up if, as a filmmaker, you wish you just had laser light beams coming from your eyes to do all that. As far as audio, it claims to have a built-in wind filter. I'm not exactly sure how that works, if there's one of those fuzzy dead kitten mic covers inside, or what, but it seems to do well. Now, one major audio concern that actually Casey Neistat pointed out in a video about the S120 is the fact that the mic is right on top of the camera. So if you're vlogging and you're holding it like this, your natural tendency is to cover it up. I didn't even think about that video, and then of course I went and did it at Coachella.
You are great for coming with me when
So he created a hack in this video to glue some wood around it, but as a lady, I don't even own a wood saw, so I figured I would just carry it at all times on this thing, which I use to carry my GoPro because I'm not accustomed to holding a point and shoot camera anyway. This probably isn't the right GorillaPod. It's a little bit, it's for my GoPro, so this camera's a little bit heavy for it, but I will have to get one that's a little bit sturdier but still pretty small. There are also benefits of using something like this for even better image stabilization. You won't have any problem with covering the audio because you won't actually be holding the camera at any time. It also leaves plenty of room for the flip-up screen, so you're not trying to like handle this thing. And of course, it doubles as a tripod if you need it too. These things are brilliant. I've also always enjoyed being able to just reach into my purse and you feel this whole thing and you can grab it and you're good to go. It also seems there are a lot of possibilities for customization on this camera, and it does feature this excellent dial ring in the front, which can be set to adjust basically anything from aperture to ISO to focal length. So yeah, you can actually zoom with this. Of course, as an SLR lover, I love this because it's a tactical way to change things, and I just like that. You can also adjust the exposure in general using this fun little dial here. Another great option the G7X offers is the ability to turn it into a Wi-Fi hotspot so you can transfer your images and videos immediately over to your phone. Of course, this is great for Instagram and for editing videos on your phone if you're into that kind of thing. There is no external mic input on this camera, but for me, that's what this camera is all about. It's for those times you're just grabbing it and you don't have time to think about an external mic anyway. It's gonna capture pretty good audio internally for once. If you've been following my DJI Osmo story, then you probably know what I'm talking about. And as promised, here is a direct comparison between the Canon G7X and my Canon Rebel T6S, which is not the full-frame DSLR, but it's still much better. But like I said, it's much bigger too. My arm already hurts. I'm definitely not throwing this thing into my purse. Which brings me to my next point, which isn't so much about why the Canon G7X is the best point-and-shoot camera for travel videos and vlogging, but why you should have a point-and-shoot camera in addition to a DSLR, if that's your thing. It's my thing. In addition to my GoPro and my Osmo. And my phone. You see, when you're making travel videos, just being able to grab a camera and quickly start rolling is super important because you never know what you're gonna see. And it's not really smart to walk around with a huge DSLR on your neck all the time. There are definitely situations when you're traveling where you don't want to be flashy about the fact that you have an expensive camera. And something like this is as small and indiscreet and inexpensive looking as some $100 camera you could get from Walmart, at least to an untrained eye. So that brings us to price. This used to be about $700. It has now dropped below $600 because there's a newer version coming out. So that makes it a great time to buy this one or to check out the newer one. I will link to these cameras and everything we've talked about here today in the description below. If you do buy this camera or any other gear, make sure you use my links because then Amazon will give me a few dollars to go out and buy more gear that I can tell you all about. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave me a comment below if you have the Canon G7X and let everyone know what you think of it. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. I've got new travel video delights each Friday night, and sometimes we're talking about the tools we use to make the travel videos. Let me know what you want to see more of. Bye! Do you know I actually have a bachelor's degree in photography? From Kale.